Jump off that exhausting hamster wheel and into balanced living with Dr. Marissa.
Promise you joy in the mystery.
Dr. Marissa, also known as the Asian Oprah. Her mission, to be a beneficial presence on the planet. Her purpose, to be your personal advocate to live, laugh, love, learn. Her life motto, don't die wondering. Take back your life with Dr. Marissa Pay.
And welcome. You're tuned into Take My Advice. I'm not using it. Get balanced with Dr. Marissa, the morning show here on NBC News, CNBC News, NBC Sports Radio Station, KCAA, AM 1050, FM 106.5, streaming everywhere. iHeartRadio, Spotify, Stitcher, iTunes, TuneIn, Audible, Amazon Music, Tiki Live, Rumble, Podchaser, Streaker, Spreaker, and more. Why so many places? Because I want to maximize my splatter zone for more hope and happiness. So there's no gossip, no scandal, and no K-words, no Kanye talk formerly or now. Instead, I want you to focus on your own reality show and how you can be happy 88% of the time. So I have topics and guests to that end. I've had a bunch of journalists on. I'm going to be having on a doctor from South Africa because it is Healthy Aging Month, September. I don't know if you knew that, even though I'm hashtag ageless. So you can get all 1,226 as of today podcast shows on my YouTube TV channel, which is Agape's Love Central. I am Happiness Central here on this channel. And today I am so delighted to have with me someone who, I could go on for the entire show to talk about Akuyoe Graham. She's an actor, producer, teacher, founder of Spirit Awakening. You've seen her on the big screen, on the TV screen, on just about every screen there is. There's a more formal introduction that I'll give later, but I just had to get to the applause. Please welcome back to my studio, Akuyoe Graham. So wonderful to have you again. We've got saying hello from everywhere. Susanna Barron is here.
Buenos
dias. I knew she would be on. She's one of every time she sees me, there's so much love for me pouring out of her eyes. It just warms my heart. So I love
Amma. I love her too.
She didn't say me there. Hey, hold on. But she said, wait a minute. I'm gonna have to wait till I see you again. No, I'm just so teasing. It's so lovely to have you. I was saying to her yesterday, one of the best things about having this show is that I get to reconnect physically with people or spend a little more time. We see each other at Agape. We are seatmates. Whenever we both can make it together, it's wonderful because we get physical connection, but we rarely get a chance to talk for 54 minutes. So this is a wonderful opportunity. Welcome back to the show. We're going to jump right into breakfast because that's the way we catch up. Take a bite of my gratitude sandwich, Akuyoe. Top of the bun is gratitude. Specific things that you like about what's going on around you, people around you, things around you, situations around you. And then the bottom of the bun is 8 things that you like about yourself. Because it's my BS, my belief system that good mental health starts with self-care, self-love, So here we go. What are you grateful for?
Oh my goodness. First of all, I want to say, Dr. Marissa, I'm grateful for you and your generosity and how I've known you for many years now, and you're always quick to support, not just myself and Spirit Awakening. I see you supporting so many people, and you jump in wholeheartedly, which I love. So I am grateful for you.
Thank you. And I am grateful for Well, I got to go to Big Brother, Dr. Michael Bernard Beckwith, who brought us together through his his trans-denominational spiritual center, also known as Agape International Spiritual Center, where he creates leaders, not followers. And that's why we call each other satellite sisters, is that we're both off in different aspects of the world, shining and, you know, broadcasting what we learned to really live in our lives, that was inspired by the teachings and continues to be by Michael Bernard Beckwith, who loves both of us. He loves me more. No, I'm just kidding. He loves us both equally, and he loves everyone equally, really. We're not that special in that sense, but it's a place that we both sort of launched a big life, and that's what we're here to talk about, that it's for everybody. This whole idea of soul, spirit, body, mind connection. So I am grateful to my big brother, Dr. Michael Bernard Beckwith. What else are you grateful for?
My goodness, as you were saying that, what came to my mind was I'm grateful for understanding. There's a in scripture, there's a saying, you know, in all thy getting, get understanding. And I really embrace that. So I am grateful to understand the things that I do understand. Very, very, very grateful.
I am grateful that I have air conditioning in these hot days. I haven't had a, I don't know what we want to call it now, to be diversity friendly and also not to unintentionally insult the Native American people who were the first people here. I know it used to call it Indian summer. I need to look that up. I don't even know why they called it that. But anyways, it is one of the blessings. And then for those of us who are not crazy about hot, not so blessing, but I'm grateful for the weather, whatever it may be, that I live in a country where it's so easy to get comfortable.
Yes.
How's that for a gratitude? Showers, trash collectors, air conditioners. We are so fortunate.
That's right. Very much so. Very much so.
One more from you?
One more. Oh my goodness. I'm grateful. Right now, my mother is visiting me from Ghana. She's here. This is her other home. She spends her time between Los Angeles and Ghana, and she's here now. So I'm very grateful for that, for the magnificent moments we get to share. We go on our walks together and just have a blast.
Beautiful.
So I'm grateful.
I know how much you love visiting her in your homeland, Ghana. And I wore this in celebration of remembering my trip to Ghana. And I would say it is by far the most colorful country I've ever been to. It was so beautiful. And I have Native American earrings on that I got from United Natives and supporting them when they had me come to Vegas last year. And this is the original trading currency. This is to ward off evil. And this is horsehair, which is like a kind of thing. So I'm all diversity decked out, and I love it.
I love what you're wearing. I was going to remark on it. It's really beautiful.
Thank you. I do love expressing my creativity through my dress.
Yes.
For sure. For sure. All right, let's go to the bottom of the bun, which is, what do you like about yourself, Akuyo?
I love this question, and this is a question we actually pose to program participants at the foundation. So what do I love about myself? I love and appreciate my strength. I love and appreciate my strength.
I love and appreciate living out loud. People laugh at me sometimes because maybe it's a little too loud or it's a little too much TMI, but I do this, as Akuya was talking about, to exercise our ability to approve of ourselves. Because frankly, my dear, if you can't approve of yourself, how the fork do you expect anybody else to
That's right.
approve of yourself? But it is not easy to do that if you grew up being told that you're not all that.
Mm-hmm.
You're good for nothing. 7 out of 10 of us grew up like that. I did. I'm one of the 7 out of 10. And so this is the chance for you. Please put it in the chat. If you are driving and listening AM, FM, don't put it in the chat, but wait till you land. But if you do this exercise every single morning, it can change the trajectory
Right.
if it was going downwards of your life.
Very true.
So yeah, I appreciate my ability to laugh often and much. Love to laugh. Favorite sound on the planet.
Mm-hmm.
Akuyo.
I appreciate my
Mhm.
talents for storytelling, for acting, for writing, directing, producing, my creativity. I really appreciate that. And I love that about myself because those are things that I really enjoy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I'm grateful for the pandemic, because it gave me a chance to connect with a part of myself that I didn't know that I had talents in. I knew I had talents as a writer, but I
Yes.
didn't know that producing and writing for screenplay. I started my first screenplay at Kuyo. It's called
Wow.
Life by 1,000 Cuts.
Wow. What a great title.
That was,
Wow, wow, wow.
yeah, I'm so excited to have you read the draft.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm
I've
about a
been
third
honored.
of the way in, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
so excited. You know, I got approached by Meta during COVID to be a digital creator, which is never something that I thought would be
Mm-hmm.
in the. So it is. Everyone has unique talents, gifts, and ability. If this sounds
That's
like
right.
bragging to you, what we're doing, it is, and it's about time that you started to brag about yourself too. Because
That's
when you
right.
recognize how great you are, the more your eyes will open to see how great you are and how great other people are too.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Because as Dr. Beckwith, Reverend Michael says all the time, what you're looking for is what you're looking with. And so if I'm looking at life through the lens of self-love, self-appreciation, it's a better chance that I'll do the same for another person, as you said. So yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Fabulous. Let's do one more.
Okay.
I appreciate my ability to change my mind. I've recently really had a kind of a I broke through something that had been holding me back, believe it or not.
Mm,
That kind of that last crusty bit of how could you, why
mm,
would you, and realizing that I have, um, righteous indignation is
mm.
just, and taking things personally is so not good for us. It's not
No,
good
it
for
isn't.
me. And it all came around by dating again. I don't know if I told you, I broke my 7-year reverse itch by starting to date again.
Oh, we gotta talk. So we'll have to have lunch and talk about all of this.
Yes, we're going to tour. And it just was not going well because I'd
Mm,
had like 17 first dates, no second dates. And I realized that the person that was the problem was me and
mm,
my expectations. And I insist on having fun, but I wasn't having fun, right? Because I was dating in HD. You know what
mm.
HD is, right?
No, what is that?
It's not high definition in this case. It's hope, disappointment, hope,
Ah,
disappointment, hope. And it was so crazy that I wasn't having fun. And I forgot. I forgot that
mm,
this whole, intimate relationship thing is nothing that I know. It's
mhm,
foreign to me. So just learning about, like, I have great intimate relationships with my big brother, with you, with a handful of people, my daughters, but understanding that whole process with another person
Mm-hmm.
is
Yeah.
on a romantic level
Sure.
is it's beautiful, and I so appreciate that I've been able to change my mind.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Yes, we do have the capacity to change our minds, right? Which is amazing.
Yeah, even well, I'm
Mm.
not gonna stereotype.
um, I'm grateful for that I now have the capacity, the ability, the willingness to have difficult conversations. That those things don't scare me anymore. Leading an organization, there's so many personalities that come through that that I work with, and I'm no longer fearful of really expressing what I'm feeling, what I want, what I need. And because heck, I'm paying for it, so I might as well get, you know. So really, I think what I'm saying is I'm grateful and I appreciate my stick to itiveness, my leadership, my leadership
Mm.
skills. I really appreciate that.
That is that's great, and it reminds me of that moment that we're spiritual, we're called spiritual leaders, global thought leaders, moving around in the world, and we're friends. And I'll never forget the first time, because that you feel like, well, we're supposed to be happy all the time, or close to all the time, and loving most of the time, almost all the time. And I know that I don't do that well, and I always say love through me, because I'm getting in the way,
Yes.
but my goal is always to love like our big brother Michael Bernard Beckwith, or my big brother Michael. And I it's I'm working on it. But the first time you said something negative to me about something, I went, oh, thank God. We can discern, we can say, I don't like
Absolutely.
that. I can say it's like,
Absolutely.
we can say, what? That's
Mhm.
not okay. And
Yeah.
the first time you said it was just so magnificent for me, because it gave me we shouldn't be talking about this, but anyways, nobody thinks we're perfect. We don't think we're perfect, although
No.
at one time I thought I was, and I wanted to be. But
Mhm.
that is also something that gets in our way. But anyway, so I appreciate that, what you
Mm.
just said, and I'm right behind you. Not there yet.
Mhm.
There's still some people that I don't feel comfortable saying,
Mhm.
but I'm working into it. But
Yes.
thank you for that. We are just finished with breakfast, BT. Thank you for joining us during breakfast. He
Oh.
loves you. One more fan of yours. I'm gonna start counting how many times I don't get any love here.
They
But
love you
yeah,
too.
I know. I know. Just teasing. Although I don't see my name out there. But anyways, I'm fishing this morning. Thank you for joining us for breakfast this morning. I promise that if you continue this for the next 28 consecutive days, with or without me on the morning show, you will sandwich your day in the most positive way. Thank you for joining us for breakfast. And we are here, those of you who've just joined in, with someone. She's an author, she's an award winning actor, author, educator, and playwright. And, she's dedicated her life to helping youth in the juvenile justice system realize their spiritual identity. And been doing this for
29 years.
you're about to do 30 years, as
30.
I
Yeah.
believe. She started when she was 5. It's also a hashtag ageless. I'm just so delighted that I get to, be in the same stratosphere with each other as satellite sisters. She she's very powerful, by the way. For those of you who don't know this story, I asked her if I could share it because it is super cute and funny. Um, those of you who've been with me for the last 645 consecutive weeks, but who's counting when I started the show 12 and a half years ago.
Congratulations.
Thank you. The very first morning that I was woken up at 4:30 in the morning to with the voice that said radio, and that voice is from my UPS man, my universal power source, who delivers every morning when I meditate. When he said that, I wrote the title of the show, Take My Advice, Not Continuing to Balance With. And then I wrote, no gossip, no scandal, no K words, no, and I said Kardashian talk at all, because at the time, everybody was talking about the Kardashians. This is 12 and a half years ago, right? And so that became part of my opening of the show. And it was, funny, and people thought it was hilarious. And most people would say, thank God you're not going to talk about the Kardashians, because, it really, my whole point was focus on your own reality show. Why do you care so much about who's dating who and who's divorcing who and who's screwing around with who when it doesn't really matter to you? That was the whole point. And then Akuyo actually came on as my co-host on a special series after George Floyd was murdered. And we did this great, and it was very popular, and people loved it, and I loved having her. It's not black and white, or is it? Right? And just really sort of anchored and balanced out all of the news, weapon of mass distraction, as Michael likes to call it. And I'm all about solution. I don't talk about what everybody else is talking about, because you got plenty of places to tune into that, and most of it is negative. So I invited her on again, and she said, because I wanted her to talk about spiritual awakening, and she said, do you mind, sister, if you don't use the Kardashian? And I'm like, okay, but that's like a staple for this show. It better be a good forking reason of using that. And she said, because Kim Kardashian is really helping spirit awakening to the tune of lots of money. Am I allowed to say, or no? You know what? No. Okay, that's fine. Lots of money. Let's just say financially, not just financially, but she showed up. She's very, very vested and aligned with Akuyo's vision of doing away with juvenile hall, reaching kids where they are, getting to the root of the temporary problem, finding solutions, which is why she's on my show. And I had no idea. And then it became coming out in the news that she was getting her law degree to help with all of this. And I went, wow. So now you know why I say Kanye talk.
And just, I want to say, Dr. Marissa, Kim came to our program and visited some of the young women that we work with at the Dorothy Kirby Center. She's not sponsored us yet. However, she has invested a tremendous amount of funding to other organizations that I know for sure. And she's very committed to this. It's what she does, whether there's a camera there or not. She, and she's really a brilliant young woman. And that's what she's
Yeah. So I appreciate not finding out about that, so I don't give that side. And I'm wiggling my fingers now, which are very powerful fingers. I get a parking spot every time, and other stuff. So we're just gonna know that she's going to see that you are definitely one of the organizations that's making a difference. And one more time, I'm going to give you the beneficial presence on the Planet Award by Dr. Marissa. I
Thank
keep waiting
you.
for Michael to catch that I give his, you know, I give Dr. Marissa's
Beneficial.
beneficial presence on the Planet Award, which is his thing, but he
That's
hasn't
right.
said anything.
It's wonderful. Actually, that needs to be an award. It's a great idea.
Isn't it a great idea?
It's a
So,
fabulous
but
idea.
I give it on his behalf. Let's just put it
Hmm.
because I know he would
Beautiful.
agree. I forgot to text him to tell him
Beautiful.
you were coming on. But anyways, um, let's talk about spirit. Let's talk
Mm.
about. I brought Akuyo on to talk about the wholeness of who we are: body, mind, soul, spirit.
Yes.
And I'm not. I know body. I know mind. I know spirit. Not clear on soul all the way. So she's the expert. That's what we're going to be talking about when we come back. I have to take a quick break for news and traffic, but don't go away. We will be right back with more in two and two. Remember Chuck Woolery, except I say peace in and peace out. Don't go away.
Take back your life with Dr. Marissa Pay.
And we're back. You're tuned in to Take My Advice. I'm not using it. Get Balance with Dr. Marissa, the morning show here on KCAA, the station that leaves no listener behind, home to the Asian Oprah, AM 1050, FM 106.5, and streaming everywhere. iHeartRadio, Spotify, and of course, my show Central, Happiness Central, my Dr. Marissa YouTube TV channel that you can free subscribe at and get all 1,216 shows, 26 shows, but who's counting? And we have a very special guest today. I'm just going to bring up her website right now. Those of you who haven't seen her work, she is an actress that you've seen in, I could pull up her IMDb right now, but she's just done so much in the past 29 years. What she's done 2 TED Talks. She's got a reel. She was a nun there. She had a one-woman show. It's just truly amazing what she's accomplished in her life. And I know that she's so aligned. And I'm not going to read all of this, but I'm just inviting you to go and visit her website so you get to know more about her. I love the fact that you have everything on here too, because some people have told me to separate out, what I do on the spiritual side. And I'm like, no, I'm one person.
That's right. That's right.
So here's some press on her, but please visit her website here. So beautiful. All right, go ahead.
Okay, so I love what you said, body, mind, spirit, because it is all connected. It's not separated out. And we actually, the foundation, we just got back from 5 days at the Esalen Institute, Esalen in Big Sur, which is, have you ever been there, Dr. Marissa? It's one of my favorite. Yep, isn't it beautiful? For those who don't know, Esalen Institute was founded by Michael Murphy and Dick Price for the realization of human potential. That's what they do. That's what they're about. And it just sits on this bluff in Big Sur, beautiful on the cliffside. And we went there to rejuvenate, to revitalize, and to renew ourselves. And it was so wonderful to take younger people that had never been to Esalen, never heard of Esalen Institute. Some of them had just come out of incarceration. And so to take them there and have 5 glorious days, they were able to get massages, swim in the pool, go to the hot tubs, eat organically grown food.
Did I
And
miss an invitation?
excuse me?
Did I miss an invitation? I got to get more involved. I need to be
That's
a board
right.
of director, right?
Oh
Ah,
man, we're going to go next year again. We're very grateful that the Esalen Institute has been so generous to Spirit Awakening Foundation and it gives us this invitation so that we can go. Yeah, it's quite extraordinary, and that's a way to really feed and nourish all the things you've been talking about, Dr. M. The body. You can hike. We went hiking, swimming, the
I'm allergic to
massage.
hiking.
So really
Yeah.
paying attention to the physical body and then paying attention also to the spiritual body, the emotional body. And you can do that. It's nice to be able to get away, to go to somewhere beautiful, to be in nature, and feel the connectivity with nature, with the trees, with the earth, with the ocean, with the extraordinary mountain on
Mm,
which you are sitting, and to be grateful and to thank the mountains, to thank the trees, the air, and all the elements. So it was pretty powerful.
mm,
And the soul, we're all connected. It's one soul, one spirit, and so how do you nurture that? I think by everything we've just even already done, the gratitude breakfast that you have created, Dr. M, that's a beautiful way and powerful way to nurture ourselves spiritually and soulfully. And so I know that one of the things we talked about with the young people was we asked them, what are your non-negotiables for taking care of yourself? I love that term, non-negotiables. My,
mm.
for instance, every morning, my prayer meditation, that's non-negotiable. I don't give that up for anything or anyone, you know. And primarily it's because when I don't pray and meditate, I feel tired. The minute I sit, as Reverend Michael says, sit my butt down and take a breath and go within, I am replenished, revitalized. That's the real soul food, right, Dr.
Yeah,
That's the real soul.
yeah, yeah. Let's go back a bit, because I know we talk in this language, but I know that there's a lot of people there, like to them, soul is just soul food, right? They hear soul food, spirit, uh, Holy Spirit, or spirits,
Mhm.
scary spirits. I
Yeah.
just watched that Deliverance. That was powerful.
Mhm.
The existence of spirits or demons or angels, or that's the spirit realm.
Mhm.
But I want to just anchor how we are defining and why it's important to mind our, not just mind and body, but
Mhm.
the soul and spirit, even for those who don't believe in a God
Mhm.
necessarily. Um, so for me, soul is where the body, the physical person, meets the spirit. That's my
Mhm.
definition. It's worked for me. I don't know if it's correct or not, but I see that
Mhm.
as the soul is the gateway or the connector or the tendon tissue
Mhm.
that connects spirit and soul. That we are spiritual beings having that human experience. Michael called it a little something different. I
The
forgot.
human incarnation. We're having
Incarnate.
a human incarnation because we don't really want to have every human experience.
That's a
We
good point.
definitely don't want to
That's
have every human experience.
Yeah, and that spirit is not outside of ourselves. It's not that woo woo thing that's outside. That spirit is really, we are spirit. We
Yes,
are
we're spiritual beings.
spiritual beings, right? Having and coming. I look at it like a ride, and we're all waiting to get on the ride to come and experience life only in that we can in this body.
Mhm.
And over on the other side, we come from love, go to love. On the other side is beauty, peace, joy, love, but no experiences that we can have only with this body,
Mhm.
only with this mind. That's been my understanding. So I wanted you to, you're a teacher to the core of your being,
Mhm.
and help me, like, is that belief system getting in my way?
I don't think so at all. I mean, I think there's so many ways to interpret this thing called life that we, have. For me, it's an honor and a privilege to facilitate this thing called Akuyo Graham. I get to facilitate this beingness, and so my non-negotiables, as I said, each morning, for me, it's prayer meditation. Now, prayer meditation can look many different ways. When I walk on the beach, that's a prayer and meditation. So it isn't just sitting with my eyes closed. It can be, and it can be many other things. For some people, sometimes when I'm dancing, that's a prayer meditation. When I'm singing, you're a singer, and I've heard you and witnessed you at Agape singing, and you're in that zone, that space. That's a prayer meditation. So I think whether one believes in God or spirit or soul, what we're really talking about is being connected to ourselves on a deep level, to know that there is something greater than just the each of us. There is something greater. There is a divine order that kind of brings everything together, that keeps the sun in its orbit, that keeps the planets where they are. There is a divine order. As Shakespeare said, there is a method to the madness. The seeming madness of life, there is a method to it. There is an order. And I love that divine order because everything is in its place, the stars, the sun, the moon, the earth, the animals. For instance, when I go to Ghana, we go to Mole National Park, which is a beautiful park in northern Ghana, huge. And in the middle of this beautiful park that is forests and trees and jungle, and there are all these animals. The park is so big. We know that there are lions there. There's certainly elephants and other animals, yet everything is in its place. There is nothing stopping those animals from charging and rummaging through the safari where the humans are staying, and yet that doesn't happen, Dr. M. Everything is in its place.
Yeah, I love
You know what
that.
I'm saying?
I love
Yeah.
that. Yeah, I totally get that. And um, the balance in the chaos is the
Yeah.
other that similar analogy. And if you're wondering what's going on in studio today, I have my satellite sister Akuyoe Graham. I see the eyeballs rolling in. I see people giving us hearts. Nobody's given us the finger yet, which is this finger. Don't go there. But we're just so delighted to have you. If you have questions for Akuyoe, please do, or myself, please put them in the chat and we'll get to them and put them up if you have any messages there. One more thing, and then I want to make sure we highlight what's coming up for Spirit Awakening. But I asked Akuyoe to speak to Spirit and the whole idea of where the imbalance is. And this is coming to me right now, why I wanted to talk about this. Our focus for many, many people, and on my Mental Health Monday Matters yesterday, we talked about worry. The week before, we talked about how irritation and anger impact our immune system, because we are so focused on the physical side of us, our human bodies, our mind, what we think. Everybody doesn't have a right to my opinion, even though sometimes I think so, and I got to speak my mind. You don't. But anyways, that preoccupation with our body, mind, physical, then pushes out, doesn't allow you time to be one with the beauty of that park, the beauty of your Esalen experience. Even walking where you are to notice the birds that fly by or the smile on someone's face. That's the spirit in us, right? Like,
Yes.
that is that it doesn't have to be that airy fairy woo woo stuff. It is simply our acknowledgement, is what I'm hearing from you, that we are more than this physical body.
That's right.
Therefore, what am I losing out when I'm so freaking preoccupied with what's going on with my body or my mind.
Mm-hmm.
And there's the beauty of being alive, is if
Mm-hmm.
we can attune to that side of us, the bigger side of us, that knows that everything's going to be okay.
Mm-hmm.
Even in this climate, political climate, even with all the things that are going on, there is a divine order,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Absolutely. Yes.
Divine order. Now, that doesn't mean that, well, we're automatic. If it's a divine order, we don't have a choice anymore. Everything's predestined and it's all karma and it's all, that's BS. That's
Mm-hmm.
a belief system again. That's not what we're talking about. We get to
Mm-hmm.
choose.
That's right. Because look, we every day today we can make plans for the day. Like yesterday, my mother and I, we were remarking. We got up and going for the walk along the beach, but I had a flat tire. And my car was beeping, and I went to one place, but they were on vacation, and then I had to drive to Santa Monica to take the car in. But the point being, the whole morning was nothing we had planned. Now, our response could have been, what the hell, and gotten all upset and everything. And I just simply thought, well, I'm taking care of it. Grateful that I have the funds to pay for a new tire and everything else, that there were people, talented people that could take care of the situation for me. And even though the morning was didn't work out the way we planned at all, nothing in the morning did, still, it was a beautiful day. Everything got taken care of. We were safe, no accidents, nothing happened. And it could have. Driving around with a flat tire is quite dangerous. Yet the divine order was in place.
Yeah.
Divine order was in place. And I think for me, it's having that awareness. And that's one of the reasons I take a moment to center myself. If praying and meditation sounds too, antithetical to someone, they don't want to do that, center yourself in the morning. What is it you believe in? Because whatever you believe is what the experience you're going to have ultimately. And because I do believe in divine order, I see it, I'm grateful for it. I love it. Because of that, no matter what happens, no matter what comes my way, unexpected or expected, divine orders in place, and I'm absolutely assured of that. And then I trust, and then in every given moment, I make the best decision I can. I do the best I can. You know, it's a difference, Dr. Marissa, of I was teaching one of my young ladies yesterday. I said, in every situation, make the highest choice you can, make the best choice you can. In nonprofit work, the thinking is always get the cheapest, get the lowest price, whatever. And at Spirit Awakening, what I tell my staff is no, if we have $2, we're going to choose the highest and the best that we can. So always go from that purview. What's the highest and the best choice I can make, as opposed to what's the cheapest? What's the,
Right.
that's a big world of difference.
Yes, yes,
You know,
absolutely.
big world of
Absolutely.
difference.
And I'm knowing that by you not going to the beach and you doing the things that you were doing, there's a seed planted that would not have been planted had you gone to the beach. And I've learned this so many times, where everything happens for my divine and best good, even flat tires. I've gotten people to support or become a sponsor of the show because I had an unexpected car thing happen. Right. So I know that someone that you came across yesterday, because you had that flat tire, is now aware and could be the next sponsor for one of your events or something.
Absolutely.
We just don't know. And if we get out of that piss offedness that Michael speaks about, then we're able to hear that. And so here's a tool, a Happy 88 tool. I lost a $200,000 consulting project. I don't want to do that, right? And you know what came out of that? I said, I can't wait to see what good comes out of this.
That's right. That's
right. More or less sarcasm. The voice said, write. I'm like, I don't have time to write. And the voice said, you do now. Guess
Hmm.
what came out of that? Number one bestseller, national bestseller, because
Hmm.
I lost a $200,000 project, right?
Hmm. That's
Because
right.
I know that everything happens for my
Mm.
divine and best good. And
That's right.
that's a spirit practice.
It
That
is.
doesn't come easily.
No, no, it
That's
doesn't.
a blissipline. It's a blissipline.
Right. And
Faith Rumor.
actually, Faith Rumor. Oh, love you,
I
Faith.
love you too.
Love you, Faith Rumor. She's a beautiful artist. I was going to say, Dr. M, that with practice, these things do become easier, and that's the thing. Spiritual practice and spiritual knowing doesn't mean that we get to bypass some of the opportunities slash challenges of life. It just means, however, though, we usually get to go through them with more ease and grace, and it actually does mean that certain things will not touch us at all because of that spiritual awareness, because of that groundedness, because of the faith, that yes, there is divine order. One of my favorite rememberings right now, understandings, is that all things work together for good. All things work together for good. Now, it doesn't mean that I like every experience I'm having. Doesn't mean that at all. However, like when that happened, when you lost that contract and then you gave birth to that extraordinary book, you know
Hmm.
and
Yeah.
look at what a gift you gave to the world. So all things work together for good, for those of us that are willing, for those of us that say yes, for those
Yeah.
of us that love life, for those of us that are in love, in the love of life.
Yeah.
All things do
Yeah.
work together for good, and that is true.
Absolutely.
that
It is
that
true.
is a spiritual practice, and it is a spiritual principle that is
Yeah.
unchanging.
Yeah. And you don't have to buy into the BS that you have to work really hard either. Because if you're
No.
connected, like the Kuya was talking about first thing in the morning, if you
Mhm,
first thing in the morning, if you choose, and many of us do, to do this, which is what I call meaningless scrolling, then
mhm.
you are not going to be plugged into
That's right.
this power that made sure that the planets didn't crash into each other last night. Do you want to be connected to
Mhm.
that power, or do you
That's
want to
right.
be connected to this power?
There you
That's a
go.
choice. That's a choice
Mhm.
every single fucking morning. Sorry.
That's right.
Oh, Faith, I saw a client yesterday is feeling overwhelmed by what's happening in the world. She's retreated, says she can't see the divine order in all things. Thank you for these insights. She can't
Mhm,
see that because she ain't looking. If she
mhm.
starts the day looking for the divine order, which is all around us, the fact that
That's
there's
right.
not one freaking blade of grass that's like the other, or grain of sand, or a drop of water, you can
Mhm.
see that. You can see that every day. And we're going to go, before we run out of time, let's go to talk about what's happening
What's
on
happening?
October the 18th. Is
That's
it
right.
18th? Yeah.
It's on the Spirit Awakening website.
Oh,
So
wrong
the
one. Okay.
October 18th, yeah, this is mine.
Oh,
And if you go to www.spiritawakening.org, and October 18th is our annual Voices of the Unheard. We do
okay.
this every year, and it is a beautiful event at the Skirball Cultural Center. There it is. This year's theme is radiance. And I'm so excited. Our honorees this year, we're recognizing individuals with courage and generosity. One of the honorees is actually my beloved mom, my mother, Gladys Lamikopo. I know. I'm so grateful.
I
That,
thought you looked familiar.
so grateful that I get to acknowledge and honor her in this way publicly. Then there's Lisa Small from the Liberty Hill Foundation, Estella Holman, poet and writer, um, Miss Tracy Jones and Miss Kelly. These are educators. And the beautiful young girl in that poster is an extraordinary dancer.
Can't wait.
And oh, she wait till you see her performance.
Can't wait.
And at Voices of the Unheard, that's when we get a chance to literally hear the unheard voices of formerly incarcerated young people, formerly incarcerated children, and we get to celebrate their resiliency. There'll be dance, there's music, and there's spoken word. So I hope all of you, all your beautiful fans and audience members of this extraordinary show, Dr. M will join us on October 18th. This year, we're starting at 6:30 with a pre-show reception. And I have to tell you, while we're doing that, my board member, India Radfar, and I went to an event in Chicago, and we noticed, a lot of galas and stuff, they begin by getting everybody plastered, wine, drink. This way they open their pocketbooks, and so we were like, why aren't we doing that? Our shows are very sobering. Let's get them all drunken before the show.
Get them with the spirit, that spirit.
There you go, with that spirit, yeah. But anyway, we are doing that actually truthfully, so that people will get a chance to look through the gallery of the artwork of the students, some of their paintings and drawings, and the books and the T-shirts, and have a little libation while they're doing so. And then the actual show starts at 7:30, and then there's an after party as well, all at the beautiful Skirball Cultural Center.
Wow.
And
And it is, if you've never been to the Skirball, it's worth
the
the
beautiful
entrance fee.
Yeah,
But,
it's one of the most beautiful places in LA, one of the most beautiful venues. And
Yes. And
tickets are only $100. I know you go to events. They usually start at 250, 500, right? For fundraisers. Yeah, thousands, exactly. Yeah. So we have made it very affordable, and honestly, it'll probably just cover the event if everybody buys a ticket. And we raise our funds from individuals that attend that are able to perhaps give more. So please join us, if for no other reason, to support the young people. It's important that they see that there are people who are willing to love them and care for them. And again, it's not personal. Going back to divine order, the love isn't necessarily personal. It just is. Love just loves. So when people show up to Voices of the Unheard, that's what you're doing. You are showing up and taking a stand for young people who perhaps have no one in their lives to take a stand like that for them. We're standing up for the children that are incarcerated, in foster care, the ones on the streets. We are taking a stand for them at Voices of the Unheard.
Yes, and which is why I support this organization so much. They are part of the solution, and they're part of the solution at the root of the problem. So, those of you who are against, I'm going to put the moose on the table, my Canadian version of the elephant in the room. Incarceration, punishment, prison, they deserve it. They do the crime. They do the time. That BS, bullshit-talky belief system is not working.
No, it isn't.
If it were working, we wouldn't have anyone in the prison now.
That's right.
This is a completely different, take yourself and look at, really, people don't have equal chances. Those who are born in a situation where they have absolutely no one tell them that they are good enough, then they are susceptible for those who tell them they are, if they do this, that is not soul aligned. Okay. And Akuyo's group goes right there to the very root of where all this starts. So if you really want to make a difference with crime, don't vote for someone that plays on your fear to put more people in jail. Put your money and your love in an organization that takes kids who want to know that they're good enough, and actually help them know that it's not a
Right.
feeding thing. It's not a doing for you. It truly is right at the root of the soul connection with their own spirit, to
Mhm.
know that they are precious children
That's
of
right.
a friendly universe. That's Desidera. I love that saying. And I know it to be true. I want you to know it to be true, but I want you to go and spend $100 to meet me at Skirball Center, because it's
That's
going to
right.
be an amazing. The show will be worth $100 for sure, but
That's
most
right.
important, you're part of the forking solution,
Yes.
which is why we're here, folks.
Yes.
We're here that we can take all the talents, make some money, energy, and funnel it to
Right.
places that are
Circulate.
acting its best.
Circulate the prosperity. That's right. That's right.
How was
And
that for a commercial?
that was amazing.
Did
Thank
I
you.
miss anything?
No, you did not. That was beautiful.
Oh, thank
You know, we
you.
do
Thank
not
you. And
take
I
your,
truly believe in it. I've been a supporter since day one,
yes,
and
you have. And we
I
do not take your
I love
support
it.
for granted, Dr. M. Thank you so much. It
I
really means a lot. It really, really does. And we are so, so grateful for this platform, for your generosity and your courage to speak truth to, as Reverend Michael says, truth to pseudo power. You know, here
mm,
you are really doing your thing beautifully, beautifully, you know, and giving people the what is it? The Beneficial Presence on the Planet
the Planet
Award.
Award.
Let's talk about that. I really think it's you got to go with that. It's really
Okay.
different.
All
Yeah.
right. As long as I get to do the presentations with them.
Yes.
Ah,
Yeah. I think. Yep. I think we should.
yeah,
Hmm.
we used to do some awards, but anyways, we are out of time as
Oh, as
usual. It goes
usual.
so fast, and I did want to say thank you, Faith, for we were just talking about that. Have her
Mm,
join and do the gratitude, take a bite of the gratitude sandwich
wow.
every morning, and
Beautiful,
I'll
Faith.
highlight her.
She said
So
she
if
had
you want
her
to
client ground herself in gratitude, and her energy shifted immediately. Look at that.
spoonful of gratitude
That's
makes
right.
everything go up.
Yep.
Hashtag UP unlimited possibilities. Sister,
That's
as
right.
usual, thank you for your presence. Thank you for your love. Thank you for your wisdom. I always do this to see, what other ways we can work together. I know we will for the rest of our lives, but
Yes.
this is good too,
That's right. Thank you
right?
so much. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you all for tuning in. This has been
Yay.
episode show podcast number 1102, whatever. It's been a great time with y'all. If you would do this with me, you know the drill, which is it's all about balance, peace in,
Peace
peace
in,
out,
peace
world peace through inner peace. Now go tomorrow, Doctors in the House. We're going to talk about, does it fit? Are you trying to put a square peg in a round hole? And we could go all kinds of ways with that, but I won't. Thanks for joining us. Today was a hashtag Tuesday Talent with actor, humanitarian, playwright, author, educator, and most important, well, equally important, my satellite sister, but the founder of Spirit Awakening, October 18th. Please go to spiritawakening.org, buy your ticket, show your support, put your money where your love is.
Yes.
Now go and have the best day ever.
Ever.
See you tomorrow.